The big story of the moment is the fact that we may not need men at all to make babies. In a world first, scientists have actually grown human sperm in a laboratory by mixing a cocktail of chemicals and vitamins which turned human stem cells into sperm. Now, the professor in charge is convinced one day the sperm would be capable of fertilizing eggs and creating babies. The breakthrough has massive implications for people facing infertility and single women who want to start a family. However, critics argue that this opens the door to a whole new era of assisted reproduction and could ultimately lead to the beginning of the end for men. So what do we think? Is this an advance too far, or should we embrace it?
Why would you come to me then, Andrea? But anyway, no, I think this is an obvious advancement of science because I think it's absolutely fascinating. In another world with another head, I'd have been a scientist because I do think... Who laughed? Somebody laughed. Just a minute.
No, it's not funny.
No, it's... I just think it's incredible to think they could do that. I mean, it's fascinating how we've come on, all that, you know, if you look at the last 50 years, how we've come on, and now, in the next 50 years, where will we be then?
I know, but just because they can, doesn't mean they should.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's that kind of thing, isn't it?
But it is broke, because a lot of people
It's not
can't have
broke,
babies.
it's not broke.
It is broke.
It's not broke.
Some people can't have babies.
Can I just say technically it's broken, but carry on.
Well, it's not broken. It's not broke. So don't fix it. You know what? This is just, it's going too far. I think actually what will happen, you're saying 50 years time, maybe less time. I just think man will end up destroying itself, because I think that the less you rely on nature, the less well it works. If you stop using it altogether because everything is done in the lab now, and I know, you know, that's probably, you know, many moons
do you
away.
remember that film, that Barbarella, where
Yeah.
they took that tablet and that's how they had sex?
Yeah.
I just can't see two Petri dishes playing Barry White and getting it on.
Exactly.
And it's going to be like a thing of going in to have your hair cut, like saying, oh, I'll have a David Beckham or a George Clooney. I think it happens out of love. I know I sound soppy, and even though like, my mum had IVF to have my brother, it does need some, but I think genuinely that is just going one step too far. I agree with
Jodie,
you.
it's all inevitable. Look at the little toe.
What?
It's true, your little toe isn't needed anymore. So gradually, it's now going into your foot. So we won't need that little toe. It's all inevitable. It all come to that. It all come down to your little toe.
Everybody's checking the feet right now, aren't
Yeah,
you?
you don't need to grab trees anymore.
The only valid reason I can see for them doing this is that because you can't be an anonymous sperm donor anymore.
Yeah.
You know, less and less men are willing to do that. So maybe there's a case for it there. But you know, as soon as they do find out how to do these things, it always gets abused, and it always you never know where it's going to go.
I must admit, I agree with you. I think we start meddling with nature. Made the making of babies happen for a reason. Now it's you know, it's kind of annoying, obviously, because it doesn't always work. But the romance of it, you know, you can just imagine. You know, I love you. Take me in your arms, and I'll just cut a chunk off and run off with it and give it to a doctor.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
but
really have the same magic.
Andrea, the serious point to that is that a lot of people can't have babies. Even with IVF, it is impossible. So there's a lot of people out there, and I feel so strongly about that. I have a baby, a very healthy girl, and I just think if anything could come along that could help those people that have waited for years and years and years. I waited 8 years. I think, isn't that fantastic?
Well, that's life.
But I just think, with our brains, if we can do that, I mean, how amazing that science can do that.
Nature does that for a reason. You know, I'm awfully sorry for people who are desperate to have a baby and can't have one. I mean, there are ways that they can now. There's lots of ways. But, you know, nature says, you know, some people can't have them. If everybody had babies, there would just be even more people on the planet, and it's already struggling. And, you know, I know that it sounds like, you know, an extreme view, but it is the way it is. And, you know, it scares me every time they come up with something new like this. It worries me.
Oh, no, I think it's fantastic. No. Absolutely fantastic.
Okay, well, we want to